What is up, techs, tool heads, and 10-year-olds with nothing else better to do but watch tool reviews on YouTube? I'm going to cover a few tools of mine that I was just tickled to death with. I'm not so much covering brand specific stuff. A lot of guys are, top 10 best Snap-on tools, top 10 best Matco tools, etc. I'm going to cover certain tools in my toolbox that I use the daylights out of, I've been tickled to death with. Most of these tools, I bought them previously, and I bought them in a generic brand, a Home Depot, a Lowe's, a Harbor Freight, something like that. I upgraded them to tool truck tools simply because of the quality's better, the steel's better, and most importantly, the warranty service. They come to me, I don't have to go to them. That matters a lot to me when I'm wrenching every day. These tools are Mac and Snap-on. I buy more Snap-on than anything else. It's not that I think it's a better tool all around. It's not that I think it's an all-around better tool. The Mac truck guy retired. Snap-on's the only one that stops. I've attempted to give money to Matco on a silver platter. They have a truck that goes 5-10 miles from here. They won't let him come over here. So why they're pissing money away, I don't know, but that's nonetheless, I get good tools from Snap-on. So we'll jump into it. One thing that it's terribly on my list, but everyone covers this ratchet. Everyone covers the 3/8 14.4 by Snap-on. It's a great tool, but I don't think, if you need to go into detail on that, hop on over to somebody else's channel, watch them, because that thing has been covered like Donald Trump has been in the news. That thing has been all over. Everybody reviews that tool. I have a Mac socket and I have a Snap-on flex head ratchet. I'm not so much as promoting the tool itself. I am promoting, or the brand of the tool. I am promoting the 1/4-inch drive quality here. We work on big trucks. We work on garbage trucks, roll-off trucks, hooker trucks, everything from an F450, all the way up to a Kenworth T880, et cetera, et cetera. I put this thing right here through some abuse. This is a Snap-on tool. It is, well, I can't read that. Ain't enough light in here. Part number on this particular ratchet is a THL F72. It's a great ratchet. It's got the grip on it. It's the flex head. I have beat this thing up one side and down the other. I have cheater piped it. I've hit it with a hammer. Anything you can think of, I have done to this ratchet. It has survived. I've never had to have it warranted. It's a solid, solid ratchet. The Mac socket. It's not that I prefer the Mac sockets over the Snap-on sockets. A lot of people want to sit and argue with me about it. I don't care. That's why I'm doing a video, not a Q&A. It's a great quality socket. I have no issues with it. I'm bragging on how well these tools have held up in 1/4-inch drive. There's a lot of places on our trucks you can't fit big 1/2-inch drive ratchets and stuff like that. And these have held up with the test of time to our torque. Tickled to death with them. This is one of the reasons I buy tool truck tools, simply for the quality. I've probably warranted 2 dozen Cobalts and Craftsmans and stuff like that, Pittsburghs, and I've never had to warranty those. Something else I'm going to hit on is this Mac Impact, 1/2-inch drive stubby impact. I walked on the truck that day not needing anything. Not walking on there to buy anything in particular. He just showed up that week. I made my payment, walked on the truck. They had a promotion running on the truck that day that if you bought this impact, you got this set of sockets for free. This is a 1/2-inch drive shallow well Mac Impact socket set. It goes from 10 to 19, or 10 to 20, 22, 24, 10, 24. Needed a set of impact sockets anyway, so I got this gun in the process. I needed a gun, but I wasn't hunting for one. This gun has blew me away. It has just exceeded all expectations, especially for a stubby. If I'm pulling out an air impact, I don't pull out anything but this one. I think it's rated for 450, 425, something like that. When you work on these X15s and a lot of these trucks we got, you don't have the room down between the hood to work on stuff. I mean, look at the size difference in those. This thing is a beast. I'm not trying to say it's got the same torque rating, but I'm simply talking about your size difference here. You're not going to find too many things bolted to the engine that are going to be torqued to 1,200 foot-pounds or 14, whatever that breakaway is. This one has done awesome. Once again, not brand specific, but if this one broke tomorrow, I wouldn't replace it with a Snap-on. If they have a stubby equivalent, I would buy this from Mac. My dad was an old school mechanic, old school cat mechanic, late 80s, early 90s era. And Dad always told me, at least then, he bought Snap-on hand tools, he bought Mac air tools. He said Mac made far superior hand tools. I don't know if that's true still this day, but this gun, I mean, 5 stars, no questions asked. I'm going to touch on hammers. There is no question that this Snap-on hammer, that this hammer is an awesome hammer. The part number on this hammer is HBBD40. It's a dead blow ball peen. They're great. I love them. But I want things that will stand the test of time. This hammer right here is a Blue Point hammer. I would almost bet that you can't even read it anymore. Yeah, it's so faded and wore off. But I think my mother or my grandmother or something bought this for my dad for Christmas or something like 30 years ago or ballpark. This hammer has been to hell and back. Dad gave it to me a couple years ago. If you see him wrenching on something around here, shit not only hit the fan, it got thrown all across the room. This hammer has been everywhere with him, to every mechanic's job he's had everywhere we've lived, from Kentucky to Tennessee, North Carolina. This thing is the bomb. The handle did get shortened. I believe it got ran over, probably by a dozer or something, knowing Dad. Hacked the end of it off. I put the tape around it just for a little bit extra grip, keep my hand from sliding off. Wouldn't trade this hammer for 100 Snap-on brand new dead blow ball peens. It's been a great hammer. 30-some years old. I still swing it almost every day. I'm going to touch on screwdrivers. Everybody needs a good screwdriver set. Everybody can sit there and say, oh, well, the Cobalts are the same, the Craftsmans are the same. That might be true. But I'm not hopping in my truck and driving my ass all the way to Lowe's every time that I break a screwdriver, because I break them frequently. I bought this set of Mac screwdrivers off the Mac truck. I think it was like a 10, 12-piece set, something like that. They were good screwdrivers, didn't have any complaints. I walked on the Snap-on truck a while back and saw they brought this style handle back. This is what, Dad carried. It's what your papa carried. It's what everybody carried back in the day. It was old school Snap-on style. I just liked the set. Snap-on man cut me a deal on them. I think I gave $120, $130 for the set. If you buy off Snap-on truck, any set for that price is a good deal. So I bought them. Anytime I go in my box now, I don't even worry about these. I don't want them. Somebody wants to buy a set of Mac screwdrivers, I'll cut you a deal right now. These are the bomb. There's no question. I like this grip 100 times better than the rubber grip and all that stuff. It's preference, it's choice of preference is all it is. But these have held up. Any mechanic out there, a screwdriver is a chisel, a pick, a pry bar, a screwdriver, a launching device when you're pissed off, whatever the case may be, and these things are the bomb. I'm a fan of this handle. I'm a fan of these screwdrivers all day long. My personal most favorite thing that Snap-on makes, it's not their ratchets, even though I think they're the bomb. It's not their impacts. It's nothing. It is their pry bars. Without hesitation, this is the best pry bar that I have ever owned. I have owned Cobalts, Craftsmans, Pittsburghs. I've owned, had a Mac pry bar one time. I've used Matco pry bars, ones that Dad bought at Napa and all kinds of stuff. I've had pry bars upon pry bars. I worked in the coal mine for a while. They had pry bars twice the length of this, 2 times as big. Did not hold up as well as this one did. I have had this thing slid up in between a cylinder, trying to get a cylinder out of the back of a packer truck. And I have had both my feet right here stay on this thing, jumping up and down. And this pry bar did not bow, bend, budge, nothing. I have had this thing for probably 6 months now, and I wish 10 years ago I would have just saved my money and bought one off the Snap-on truck. These things are unbeatable. The part number on this one is an SPB S36A. Like a lot of these tools, if this thing got lifted out of my box tomorrow, when that Snap-on truck hit the lot on Monday, I'd have another one, no question. The one thing that I'm gonna show you in my box that is probably more tech specific depending on what you work on. If you work on front ends, well, I won't say front ends. If you're a grease monkey, or, you know, about all these tools I showed you, grease monkeys, or, you know, just regular basic tech guys or something like that, probably wouldn't need. But I think that Snap-on personally, and I've tried the Max, I've tried almost every brand I can think of, that I think Snap-on makes personally, that is bar none the best out there, is Snap-on's digital torque wrench. Torques up to 250 pounds. I think it's 10 to 250. It is a flex head. Now, it's not as much of a flex head as what your ratchets are in my box over there, but it is a flex head. It's got the selector up here on the top like most of them do. It is a digital readout torque wrench. We can turn the light on right there. You can see it is a digital readout torque wrench. I think right now it's set on 60 pounds. This torque wrench is the bomb. They said that Milwaukee come out with one that this battery operated, like got the M18 battery or something like that. I can't say about that one. I've not tried that one yet. I will say that there is no chance that I will get rid of that one to buy one, because that one has exceeded any expectation I could have had. I've put the abuse on it. I've torqued everything from front end components on these big T880s to head studs and the 24 valve that I had. That gear wrench, or that torque wrench, gets it on spec every single time, and it's easy to read. You're not having to listen for clicks. It vibrates, it beeps. It is the absolute bomb. It was pricey. I got it for just over, I think it was like $525 is what I paid for it. If you touch a torque wrench once a year, don't buy that torque wrench. That is probably not beneficial unless you're working on, like, you know, turbines or airplanes or something like that. But, you know, we work on trucks. If you use a torque wrench weekly, hell, monthly, that torque wrench right there is the one for you. Snap-on didn't ask me to tell you that. Nobody gave me a nickel to tell you that. I'm telling you that to try to save people money, because I've wasted money on less superior tools in the past. These particular tools were the ones that I felt were worthy enough for people to know that they're worth the money. I'm not saying everything on that truck is, but these are the ones that I use the most. If you have any questions, comments, please feel free to throw them down there. Like, subscribe, share, whatever it is you do. I'm going to attempt to do some tool review videos as I get more tools off the truck, as I find more uses for things that I have in my box, or what works as opposed to what doesn't work. We do have 2 other techs here in this shop that'll probably, you know, throw their 2 cents in the mix. It's not always agreeing with me, but that's totally fine. You know, they're good mechanics. Y'all be good. Be safe.